Jesus called Peter and Andrew to follow him, he came to me, John, and my brother James. We were in the boat nearby with our father Zebedee, mending our nets. He called us, and we immediately left the boat and our father and followed him. Since that time, I've tried to understand Jesus by loving him. Sometimes, I truly believe that he is as much of God as will ever possess a human life. And yet, he loves me and has returned my love. Sometimes, he calls me the beloved disciple. I have shared his times of trials and his hours of victory. I was there on the Mount of Transfiguration, where he beheld his glory. Peter and I completed the arrangements for the celebration of Passover in this upper room tonight, because he numbers with us within his close, intimate inner circle. It was to me that he spoke of his talk with Nicodemus, where he spoke those wonderful words. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him shall not perish, but shall receive everlasting life. Someday, I want to write some of these wonderful sayings in deeds down, so others may read and believe that Jesus is Christ, the Son of God, and by believing, they may have life in his name. And yet he says one of us is a betrayer. I cannot believe it, and yet it must be so, else he would not have said such things. Who could it be? Surely not my brother, Peter or Andrew, or John, the beloved disciple. Is it I? Is it I?
I am Simon, the Zealot, or Simon Zelotes. Before Jesus called me, I belonged to a group of hot-headed, bloodthirsty revolutionaries known as the Zealots. We were all for our rebellion against Rome. We believed in crushing our enemies under their heels and restoring the ancient glory that was Israel, as in the days of David and Solomon. Yet, Jesus told us of another kind of kingdom, the kingdom of the human heart, where God reigns there supremely. Since I heard this, I have surrendered my whole heart and whole mind. I have unconditionally surrendered myself to him, to think his thoughts, to love as he loves and whom he loves, to obey as he obeys, and to serve as he serves. This surrender has not imprisoned me. Rather, it has set me free for the first time in my life. I am not afraid of Rome any longer. Rome is mighty, but God is almighty. Now the Master is saying that there's a spiritual Roman among us, one who would attempt by force what can only be conquered by love. Who could it be? Matthew the publican? The big fisherman or his brother? Or does he suspect me, since I'm the only former zealot among us? Is it I? Is it I?
My brother Andrew and I were fishing in the Sea of Galilee one afternoon, casting our nets into the sea, when Jesus walked by and said, "Follow me, for I will make you fishers of men." We left our nets immediately and we followed him. One morning he said, "Simon, put out in the deep and let your nets down for a catch." I said, "Lord, we have been toiling all night and have caught nothing, but at your word I will let down the nets." We caught such a great amount of fish, we had to summon nearby boats to help us contain the catch. When we reached shore, I fell at Jesus' feet and I said, "Lord, depart from me, for I am a sinful man." But he told us thereafter we would become fishers of men. In fact, he changed my name from Simon to Peter, which means rock. And when I confessed him to Christ, the Son of the living God, near Caesarea Philippi, he said, "On this rock I will build my church." But moments later, when I protested him going to Jerusalem to be put to death in the hands of wicked men, he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So I'm a mixture of good and evil, of godlessness and devilishness. Tonight he said one of us would betray him, but I promised to follow him even unto death. But he warned me, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. The others, they call me the big fisherman. But in his presence, I feel small and unworthy. Will I deny him before the rooster crows? And if I do, what will he do? Will he disown me? Will he deny me? Will he shut the doors of the kingdom to me? Was it me he was referring to when he said, one of you will betray me? For if I knew who the scoundrel was who was going to betray him, I'd pierce his heart through with this knife I hold in my hand. But it might be my own heart I would need to pierce through. Oh God, grant it may not be so. But I keep wondering to myself, thinking and saying, Lord, is it I?